Hey y'all, welcome to the channel once again. This is Tamara, the Paper and Pen Girl. I am so happy that you could join me here today. Today we are doing update number 3, everybody. This is update number 3 in the Reading the Bible in a Year plan. Yes, your girl is a little bit behind on her update videos, and so I will be doing this update for you today. I might end up doing this update every 2 weeks as I stated in one of my previous videos, if I cannot do it every week, because busy season is here for me. Busy season is here. So I am trying my very best to make sure that I'm keeping on top of this and getting it out to you. But it's been about 2 weeks. So let's dive right in. Where we left off the last time was in the ending part of Genesis, where we saw that Jacob wanted to go back home and make up with his brother Esau, right? So he took his people and he went back home. He left his father-in-law's house and he went back home to make up with his brother. We also see a little bit further here down that he wrestled with the angel of the Lord, right? And this is where, with him wrestling, I will not let you go until you bless me. Right? So we see that his name was changed here. And we see that his brother Esau forgave him. Y'all, it's been 20 years. It's been 20 years. So some of us need to let go of some issues that has happened in 20 years. One of the things I absolutely loved about this reunion here was that Jacob did certain things to be able to appease his brother, instead of just walking up to him straight face, you know, and say, yo, I'm going to need you to forgive me. I'm going to need to be back home because the Lord told me so. You know, he sent gifts. He kind of sent people ahead of him to prepare his brother for his coming. I really did like that a lot as well. So we see that he was journeying to get home. We also see here that along the journey, Shechem, which was a gentleman in a land where they stopped, defiled one of the sister Dinah, and her two brothers Simon and Levi. Lord, they devised this plan without their father knowing, did not consult their daddy. The end of the story was they got the people, the men of the particular land, circumcised, and when they thought that everything was okay, they went and they killed them all. They just killed them all. You cannot defile my sister and think that that's how that ends. So that was kind of crazy. Please do not follow in their steps. Don't follow in their steps. Seek wise counsel. So Jacob said to his household, put away the strange gods that you have among you. Be clean and change your garments. That was Genesis 35, was something interesting, and I wrote that down for myself. As well as to go back and look at that whole process. So we have to make sure that we're putting away these strange gods from ourselves and cleanse ourselves and worship God in spirit and in truth. We see here that Rachel also died, y'all. Mama Rachel died. I cannot believe this. But of course, the lady could not be 1,000,000 years old. Okay, Tamara? You cannot live to be 1,000,000 years old. Not to say that's how old she would be. But she died in childbirth, and that was when she was giving birth to Benoni. That's what she named her son while she was dying. But the father, Jacob, named his son Benjamin. So that was also a thing that I wrote down to make sure that I know that that's where those two names come from as well. I did go ahead and write down the sons of Jacob, all of their names here, because it can be quite confusing keeping a track of 12 churns, especially 12 children that's not yours. Okay, so I call my children number 1, number 2, and number 3. Can y'all please come? So can you imagine? Even figuring out which number they are in line would be confusing with 12. But I did list them, the 12 of them, listed by under their mothers. Like, who is your mommy? Who is your mommy? So we listed that. Also, Esau, who is the brother of Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel. He is also referred to as Edom, and he is the father of the Edomites, or Edomites. And so here we see in Genesis 36, they're listing out his generations. Some of his generations, y'all, have the name Duke or the word Duke attached to their name. So I wrote this out because I want to go and find out, why do they have the Duke attached to their names? If you know the answer, go ahead and type it for us. Type it for us so we can know and add that. And I'll add it to my page so that I can refer to it when I'm studying that next year. Right? And let me go back and mark this right here. So we also found out from Genesis 37 was where Joseph was introduced, the fact that he started having his dreams, and he was 17 years old at that time, y'all. He was 17 years old, and he have his dreams, and he told it to his brothers. That's verse 18 as well. And y'all, you know the story. Some of y'all know the story. The brothers started plotting to kill him, to get rid of him, because your dreams, he had the dream and he told it to them twice. You're saying that we are going to bow down to you. Who is the baby of the family? You must have lost your mind. Dad likes you the best. He made you this coat of many colors. There's a problem in this story. You're showing favoritism. So yes, they, you know the story. They put the blood of an animal on his coat, brought it to his father. Father was heartbroken, when indeed what they actually did was put him in a well, trying to decide what to do with him. One of the brothers convinced them, do not kill him. Do not kill him, which is Reuben, which I don't even understand this, y'all, because Reuben is saying, do not kill the brother, but yet still further back in another chapter, Reuben went and slept with his father's concubine. So I'm like, Reuben, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Are you fluctuating between this good person, bad person, good cop, bad cop? Y'all, Reuben is conflicted. He's conflicted. So back to this part of the story. So Reuben convinced him not to kill him. He was going to come back and actually save his brother later. But by the time he came back, the brother had already sold him, y'all. They sold Joseph for 20 pieces of silver. So they sold him for 20 pieces of silver. Then he got sold from the slave trader to Potiphar's house. And that's 36. Then we go to Genesis 38. Judah took a wife, which is he had another wife. So he took a wife. Wait. And then they had 3 sons. The story of, okay, Judah took another wife, had 3 sons. Also here is introduced the story of Tamar. Y'all, this girl's name is very close to mine. This is very close to mine. I'm like, hers is T-A-M-A-R. I'm T-A-M-R-A. I don't know. Does that make a difference? Because this girl here, she was... Whew. If y'all think, I'm going to say this again, if you all think the Bible is boring, I'm going to need y'all to take another look. Because these stories have me wiping my brows and clutching my neck bone. So, Tamar married a gentleman. The gentleman had 2 other brothers. And the 2 other brothers were younger. So, Tamar married the guy. First husband died. The second husband, she married. He died as well. So the third one was still too young for her to marry, because that was a tradition back in those days. And so she had to wait. So the father told her, go back home to your daddy, go to your people. When this one becomes of age, I will go ahead and send for you so that you can come and have babies with him for the family, because that's how we do things in these days. Okay, the time had come. He was of age. The man did not give the child to Tamar, or the son to Tamar, for Tamar to be married to and have children with. So she was waiting. Her biological clock was ticking, and she was like, I'm not having this anymore, because obviously you're not going to be able to, you're not giving me what I need. Yo. So she went and she dressed up in disguise as a lady of the night, slept with the father, and y'all, she got pregnant for the father. Long story short, she ended up having twins. 2 for the price of 1, y'all. Two for the price of 1. So she ended up having twins. In the meantime, Joseph also was made an overseer in the house of Potiphar. We know this story. And then Joseph also was tempted by another woman, which is Potiphar's wife. And then she lied on him that he tried to molest her. And he got thrown in jail. But nonetheless, while he was in jail, one of the beautiful things that I love about this whole entire story, y'all, is that Joseph, no matter where he was put, he did his very best. He didn't grumble. He did not act as if he was, woe is me. He did not woe is me. All he did was he did the best that he could do, according to God's, God's directions. And I believe that this is an example of what God means when he says, work as if you're working for me. Don't work as if you're working as a prisoner or as a slave of anything excepting to me. Work as you are working for me. Do everything that you're doing as if you're doing it for me. And all of this stuff, the trials that he was going through, was to set him up for stuff that was going to happen in his life later. And he would have never known that. And so to us, it's the same thing. We don't know what God has in store for us exactly. And so this right here shows that we have to work and do our best in anything that we do, any situation. Even he was thrown in prison. So even is in prison, we need to do our best, because in verse, I'm going to do another one. Like in verse 5, it says, the Lord blessed Potiphar's house because of Joseph. So because he was there, even as a slave sold into slavery, his house was blessed because he was there. Are people's houses blessed because we're in it? That's the question. Are people's homes blessed because we are in it? And then when he went to prison, verse 20 and 23, Joseph was thrown in prison and God still prospered him. So no matter where you are, God can still prosper you. You just need to make sure that you're working as if you're working for the Lord. And that is something that I wrote on the bottom. No matter where we are, if we lift up the name of Jesus and live to find favor in the sight of God, then he can prosper us. And that's all I'm going to go over for this video. I am going to continue the story of Joseph on the next video, which is going to be video number 4. So look out for that coming next week. As well, like I said, I'm going to make sure that I'm on top of this for you guys, but I don't want to keep it too long. And I think about 13, 14, 15 minutes is my absolute max for one of these videos. So I'll see you on the next video. I'll make sure y'all watch the playlist so you can keep going on with the Bible review in a year. Thank you all so much once again, and I'll see you all on the next video. Bye-bye.